If you love strategy games, then this year won't disappoint you. There are lots of different games with different themes, from trippy pixel art to fantasy squad games and even classic kingdom management titles. This list will provide everything you need. Of course, there are lots of other games I wasn't able to showcase, but I also made a video about city builders and management games recently, so if you're looking for something specific in the genre, make sure to take a look. Okay, let's not drag it out and jump to the list. He's starting the list as one of the most standout titles. This is a strategy RPG roguelike game and is published by Hooded Horse, so that's a good sign. This is not your typical strategy game, as mainly it is an RPG and roguelike, but deep underneath its surface you need to strategically think about your future. So there you have it. Even though this game looks simple as hell, don't be fooled, it is hard as hell and introduces a very interesting mechanic. But first of all, what you actually do in this game is basically run around, kill stuff and collect loot. In the meantime, you will die a lot, but that's okay. You will take part in auto battles against powerful monsters. Your job is to collect enough loot, combine it, prepare yourself for incoming threats and get more powerful. Quite simple, but not that easy to accomplish. Anyways, this game looks great. It has really simple graphics and the icons of items kinda remind me of Monster Hunter, to be honest, but yeah, never mind. Go ahead and test the game, the demo is available to play, and if you like it, wishlist it and help the devs. Nordhold is another interesting title that merges tower defense and city building with roguelite elements. Yeah, I know. Tower defense games are still alive though, and this one is actually really good. I covered it in my previous video about upcoming games in March, which I highly suggest you watch, as there were lots of great games. Nordhold is a game that lets you build a city on the back of a tower defense line, which you have to defend, yeah. You defend your city gates by constructing and upgrading towers. And the upgrade system is really fun, with lots of stats to enhance. Combine their powers to create interesting synergies and then build your settlement in which you will gather resources, research technologies and so on. Of course, as it is a roguelite game, you will progress through your defeats and play again and again, getting stronger with each death. That's pretty much it. There is also a demo available, so give it a try. I personally had a blast. This dark and strange looking game is Howl, and it is published by 11-bit Studios, which may sound strange. Yes, the same studio that brought us Frostpunk, for example. So this game is a deck building, turn-based, Souls-like game with a really interesting graphical style. I mean, I love pixel art games. I am an old soul and I've played lots of pixel games when I was a kid, and this one only shows that the style is freaking immortal. How good it looks, I mean, Also, the design of the cards is sick. You will journey through a sorrowful spirit world, battle creatures, build your deck and enhance your abilities. The world design is amazing, the idea is also really great, and the battles are hard as hell, so remember to upgrade your cards. You will probably feel a bit strange playing this game, feeling lost in the environment and punished a bit, but trust me, this is something you should feel. It's a Souls-like after all. Try the demo, it is a great game. Next up is Nine Night, and this is another pixel art game, but this time we will use various decks to build our kingdom and raise powerful armies. I must say that I really like how this game looks and how it plays. It is fast paced and not that hard to understand. We will be able to construct various buildings, use spells to help us destroy enemies and upgrade our kingdom. I think this game really deserves recognition, and you can also play it for yourself right now, cause the demo is also available. Next up is Chains of Freedom, a tactical game, so if you like XCOM for example, then stop for a second. You will take control of a squad of soldiers and investigate the strange hive, mutated alien virus or something like that. There is of course turn-based tactical combat, a beautiful apocalyptic world, and the storyline looks really solid. You will explore the world, gather items, face enemies and craft your gear. Yeah, this game has crafting mechanics and everything, all in a really good graphical style. The demo is available to play and it is really good. You will see how the game plays and what to expect. It doesn't really reinvent the wheel. It's your typical tactics game with action points, an interactive environment you can use for cover and so on. Anyways, it looks really great. Wartorn is a really interesting one. This game looks a bit complicated at first sight. It is a roguelite, real-time strategy game in which you take control of a group of units and adventure across the world. Well, adventure. You will play various missions, like defending a point and so on, and you will need to strategically use your units to defeat your enemies. What's fun is that there are lots of different uses for units, each specializes in something and has its own weaknesses and abilities. There is an elemental and reaction system and friendly fire, so be careful where you shoot your fireballs. For each finished mission, you will aid yourself with another unit to use. This game is hard as hell and you need to think about every possible outcome. The use of strong elemental synergies is key to victory, remember that. Yes, Your Grace is already a well-known title. This game is one of the best games ever made and now we are getting another one. If you are not familiar with the idea, this game is about managing your kingdom. Our job will be to make alliances, support our loved ones, make crucial decisions that will shape our story, manage resources and lead our men in epic battles. This time we will dive into a Slavic folklore-inspired world, which is actually very close to me, so I am very happy about that. The pixel art is amazing, it has a very similar style to the previous installment, but now it is even better. I think it's going to be a great title and you can again test it before it releases. And last but not least, Grit and Valor, a dieselpunk real-time tactics roguelite set in an alt history World War II. I mean, this game is full of mechs, tactics, flamethrowers and bosses. It looks really good with cel-shading graphics, kind of small but very tactical battlefields, each presenting new challenges, unique enemies, terrains and so on. This game makes you think quick, decide what you want to do before it's too late. Do you want to take the high ground or take cover? Exploit enemy weaknesses and defend from waves of enemies. Be careful though, each time you will fight a powerful mechanical boss, so be prepared for an uneven fight for your life. You will be able to regroup, rebuild and redeploy if something goes wrong, or you can finish the mission or to return to the action stronger and more prepared. This title is looking really good and I will definitely try it. Immortal Gates of Pyre is a game that some of you told me about some time ago when I uploaded my first video about strategy games, and since then I haven't had the opportunity to showcase it in my videos. This one is one of the most interesting titles on the list, and if you've played StarCraft, for example, you will quickly see why. This is just like a love letter to classic real-time competitive strategy games. Unfortunately, it may be a little bit too hard or not aimed at casual players right now, as not everyone likes the competitive aspect of games. I completely get it, as I'm also a bit too old for this, but the great news is that there will probably be an AI bot feature in the game later. As for the game, it is something you can expect. You will build your base, claim resources, build an army, and swarm your opponent to win the fight. There are many other gameplay options like different factions and units, signature powers, normal and competitive battles, customization, and many more. You can play the game and see if it's something for you, but if you don't want to play against other players, then unfortunately it may not be a title for you. And before we jump to spot number 1, I've prepared 5 additional games as honorable mentions. And last but not least, a game that I look forward to the most, MENACE. If you're looking for a tactical turn-based RPG, then this is something for you. This game is really challenging. There are decisions to make that are really important. You have to decide which call you will react to. The relations with locals are also really important. You have to decide what resources to deploy and so on. There are lots of units to use, from simple infantry to even mechs. You can customize your squads, and procedurally generated missions make replayability really high. Games like this, I think, need some randomization to keep us engaged and focused. So yeah, if you are looking for something deeply tactical with important decisions to make and mechs to use, then this one may be a perfect pick. And that's everything for today. I hope you liked this video and found some great new games to play. Also, check out my last video about upcoming games of March, as there were some great bangers and I would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye.